Hi everyone, welcome to the Resilience Revolution. I just wanted to get on here tonight and go live and not knock over the phone and the light and let you know what I actually got up to in the last 6 weeks while I was on long service leave for my job as a school guidance counsellor. I wanted to take that time to focus on the business and really get it. Hi Danielle, good to see you on here. I just wanted to get the business, and Cassie, good to see you too. I want to take some time to focus on the business and get it moving in a direction so that I could do both things, basically, all the things, and be really clear about what the Resilience Revolution was all about. And when I started it about 18 months ago, I was really focusing on the need that I saw that this generation of children really needed opportunities to build their resilience and be able to bounce back and understand that life's challenges are part of the human experience, and that when things go wrong, they've got the resilience to bounce back from that. Hi Jody, good to see you. So I focused the workshops all around emotional regulation, emotional intelligence, getting children to understand their feelings and be able to find helpful ways of managing those feelings better. So feelings like anger, anxiety, stress, all of those things that we find really hard to manage. And those workshops have been really successful, and I've run them in a few locations throughout southeast Queensland. But what I've known for so long, and what I found even more by doing these workshops and having the parent sessions that follow them, is that mums in particular are really struggling with their own well-being and struggling to stay on top of it, and they're really wanting to do everything they can for their kids. You know, their children's well-being is the thing that they're really wanting to support, but finding it hard to do that when their own well-being is suffering. So the new direction, or the added direction I suppose, of the Resilience Revolution is to really revolutionise how mums support and look after the well-being of their families by focusing on themselves first. So what the Resilience Revolution is now going to include is workshops for mums. And we'll be kicking it off here on the Sunshine Coast on the 9th of January with the first workshop for mums. And it's all about finding ways to reduce the stress and anxiety that comes with just being a woman or being a mum in general, and being able to actually thrive in life instead of surviving it all the time. I don't know about you, but every year I try to do it better than I did the year before. And I have some great ideas about how I'm going to do that. And, you know, sometimes things get in the way. So this workshop is all about really providing those structures about how you can do that and become more consistent and actually keep to your word. Keep to the commitments that you make for yourself, because when you're okay, when you're thriving, the rest of your family are going to be thriving too. So it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be doing workshops for kids and teens. I certainly am. Actually, the Resilience Revolution will be road tripping all over the place in January and February of 2021. So we'll be starting out in Toowoomba and back there for 2 days, and also then heading to back to the Sunshine Coast, and then a new location, Brisbane. Here we come, which is exciting. We'll be in Brisbane, and then back to the South Banner area to Mergen. So we're really excited for that. The workshops that we do for kids and teens start from children from 5 years old. So children 5 to 7, it's all about taming those tricky feelings. Yeah, sounds like heaven, doesn't it, if we could tame those tricky feelings for young kids. So it's all about teaching them that all their feelings are normal, and that some of them are tricky at times, and that there's unhelpful ways of dealing with those tricky feelings and some better and more helpful ways. And so we explore what that looks like and give them a toolbox that they can take home with reminders of how they can manage those tricky feelings in much more helpful ways so that they don't impact on the whole household, which sounds pretty good to me. Then the other workshop that I run is the taking control of anxiety. Anxiety is just an increasing problem that a lot of children are struggling with, and they just don't have the tools to know how to manage that. And they actually think that, there's something significantly wrong with them when they're feeling big feelings of anxiety on a daily basis. And we all have anxiety. It's a feeling, just like feeling sad and just like feeling happy. But sometimes it can get a little bit out of control. So that workshop's all about exploring where anxiety comes from, how it feels in our body, and some really practical ways of reducing those feelings of anxiety. So it's really powerful, that workshop, for any child who's experiencing any level of anxiety, and that's for children from 8 to 13 years. The other 2 workshops that I run are for teenagers. So I run a workshop for teenage girls and boys separately, and that's the Navigating Life's Challenges workshop. And that's all about exploring the most common challenges that teenagers face and getting them to discuss and think up ways that they can get through those challenges without getting themselves totally off track, because that's pretty easy to do when you're a teenager. So it's about exploring their values and the things that can actually steer them and keep them on the right track during the most tricky years of their life. So that's really good for teen girls and boys from 13 to 18 years. So the workshops will still be happening and we'll be road tripping. The workshop for mums will be happening on the Sunshine Coast, and then we hope to take that further afield as the year progresses. The other thing that I'm really excited to tell you is that I've got a question there. Will you be coming to the Gold Coast? Cassie, I am definitely thinking about coming to the Gold Coast, but the workshop in Brisbane is going to be located at Mount Cravat. So I am going to be on the south side of Brisbane, because I felt like anyone who's on the Gold Coast and they wanted to attend those workshops, that's a little bit closer being on the south side of Brisbane. What I'm finding tricky is I'd love to take these workshops everywhere, but when I'm working full time, I just don't have enough time. I don't have enough weekends and school holidays to do it all yet, but eventually I'm sure we'll be hitting the Gold Coast at some stage. So yes, watch this space. The other thing with the website, it will be coming live in the next few weeks. There'll be different parts of it that will be coming live, and I will be letting you know from time to time on here what parts are ready to go. And it'll be the kids and teens workshops that will become available first. But on that website, I've also got some information about how you can work with me one-on-one, because some people really want that sort of intimate thing to help them in an area that they might be really stuck with. And I've found myself in those spaces plenty of time, and I've needed to engage some help getting through some tricky times in my life. So if that is you, if that's something like doing a 6-week one-on-one coaching package with me, or even a 12-week, by all means DM me, email me. If that's something that you just want, that level of accountability, that person who can give you some great insights, great tools, just to move through a really tricky time in your life, I could probably help you, because I've certainly moved through plenty of tricky times in my life before. So I'm happy to keep you accountable, and it's be an awesome opportunity to really stick to your word and commit to improving your mental health and well-being. Also on the website, when it goes live, you'll have an opportunity, if you've got that niggling problem, maybe it's a problem with some issue at school. I mean, being a school guidance counsellor, I have a wealth of experience of how to manage lots of different issues that come across, that children and parents come across in the schooling system or anything like that. Whatever it is, you could do a one-off consultation with me, and so you can just go online, pay for it, book it, and you'll have a time there, and we do a Zoom call and we get it all sorted. Sometimes you just need that little bit of information just to get back on track. And because when we don't do that, I think we overthink it way too much and waste too much time when you just need to reach out, get some help, and move on with whatever problem that is. Move through it. So that's going to be available on the website as well. Thank you, Cassie. I'm excited. It is very amazing. The other thing is that I love talking. If you haven't noticed, I really enjoy talking. And in my career over the last 20 years, I have done lots of presentations. I've done lots of professional development for staff. So I'm also, I did a little bit last year of talking in schools and different places like that. So I'm available to speak at events, at schools, to run professional development for any workplace, any school, any organisation. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, please again DM me, email me, because I'd love to be speaking at your event. I can talk about all things resilience, staff well-being, reducing anxiety, stress, child development. There's so many things that I can be talking about, but I would work with you to explore what would be the best option and what outcomes that you're looking for in your event for a speaker. So that's exciting too. And lastly, I have been busy. Like I didn't think I actually crammed that much into that 6 weeks of organising all this, but now that I'm talking about it, I actually did get a lot done, and there's a lot on offer, which is great. When I grew up, my parents always had some awesome quotes and passages on the back of the toilet door. So every day, no matter how many times you went to the toilet, they were there, right in your face. So you had no choice but to read them. And I still remember them. Actually, one of them was, if you plan to fail, you failed. No, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Still remember that. That was one of them. So I have developed a back of the toilet door collection of empowering resilience building quotes. Because what happens when we have that critic going around in our head, all those unhelpful thoughts every day, we need reminders of what we can replace them with. Because we can't let them go unchallenged. If we let those unhelpful thoughts go unchallenged, they start sounding like they're actually real and that they're actually factual, and they're not. Our unhelpful thoughts are not facts. So it's really helpful to have some reminders of what replacement thoughts sound like. And that's the whole focus of what that back of the toilet door is all about. That if you read something a number of times, it becomes an automatic thought in your brain. So as soon as the unhelpful thought comes in, you've got a replacement thought there, and it just squashes it. It just squashes it immediately, because we can't stop those unhelpful thoughts, but we can damn well challenge them. And we need to do that if we want quality of life, because our thoughts create our feelings, and our feelings create what we end up doing in life. So it's really important, those thoughts, that mindset. And so I'm excited that this back of the toilet door collection, there's one for each month of the year. So there's going to be 12 in this collection, and they're going to be available to be printed in different sizes and posted out to you. So watch this space on the website. It's going to be really exciting that they'll be available really soon. So lots happening for the resilience revolution, and I'm excited to share it all with you. But the biggest thing I want to let you know is that we need to, at times, really sit back and reflect on what we're giving our attention to, because what we give our attention to grows. And the whole thing about the resilience revolution is giving attention to yourself first, because when you're okay, everyone around you and everything around you just seems somehow to be okay too. So I want to leave you with that today. And if you've got any questions from anything I've talked about, please just DM me or email me at theresiliencerev@outlook.com, and I'll be getting back on here a lot to let you know as the website starts rolling out how you can connect and work with me if that's something that you'd like to do. Thanks so much for joining me, those who join me, and I'll be talking to you again soon. See you. Have a great weekend.